WWE talent shocked and quietly revolted by Vince McMahon lawsuit. Plus, Bret Hart says predatory behavior is everywhere in WWE. Plus, Seth Rollins WrestleMania 40 plans have been revealed. It's all in the Cultaholic Wrestling news right now. So last month, Vince McMahon allegations came to light in a 67-page court document detailing allegations of assault, abuse, and trafficking. These are ongoing. The Wrestling Observer today has given us a bit of an indication as to what the mood is behind the scenes about them at WWE.
The Observer reporting, while everyone knew of the NDAs and the claims, the story said that senior management at TKO and company talent were taken by surprise. In hearing from multiple talents during the week, all were shocked and quietly revolted by what they read. And there was the recognition from many that Paul Levesque handled the situation at the press conference poorly.
We talked a bit about how the questions were dealt with at the Royal Rumble press conference, and as opposed to a prepared statement, Paul Levesque was keen to go, well, let's talk about the positives of the week as opposed to this.
Then he mentioned that he hadn't even read the document.
That also surprised a lot of people that had been the case. On the WrestleMania green carpet, Seth Rollins was asked by Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful about the allegations as well, and Seth Rollins says, it's a crap situation. It sucks. It's horrible. It's disgusting. I don't like hearing about it, reading about it. It's abhorrent. I hope if the allegations are accurate, I hope anyone involved with it gets what's coming to them. It sucks. For me, it's very difficult because I didn't see that side of him. I didn't experience that. When you see stuff like that, it's jarring and it's painful. It sucks all around. There is just no other way to say it. It sucks. There's been a few, Seth Rollins said similar earlier in the week as well on other outlets where he described it as a disgusting situation. And Bret Hart has spoke about these allegations now as well. He was speaking with Abraham Josephine Reisman of Slate, and he had some thoughts on the matter as well.
He said it sounds like Vince in reference to the texts. I don't think this is the only incident of this kind of predatory behavior. I think you'll find that it's everywhere in WWE. It's kind of like The Godfather. You never know when a guy like Vince will be your enemy again over something you say or do. He's the Teflon guy. You just can't seem to get anything on him. He's just too powerful, got too much money. And he continued on by saying, it's like Jeffrey Dahmer, Harvey Weinstein, or Jeffrey Epstein. Vince will be a joke. He'll be used for humor, and you'll shake your head at the shock value of some joke about. What did Vince McMahon do? He'll always be associated with this story, especially as it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. I always had a respect for him. Now it's tainted. I'm embarrassed I thought so highly of him.
There'll be no doubt more to say about this as it goes on. Tonight, I'm chatting on the Law and Crime Network Sidebar podcast about this. There'll be a special that they're putting out that also features comments from Janelle Grant's attorney. That'll be on the Law and Crime Network YouTube channel later today as well. Thanks for inviting me on to talk about it. And we'll let you know more when we know more about this situation, of course, at cultaholic.com. Now, last night we had the WrestleMania Kickoff.
Yes, we did.
There it is. There it is.
That's what I think your main event, Cody Rhodes, said The Rock as he slowly swung around in slow motion.
That's a really nice slow spin, that is. Liked it a lot. When it comes to that show, it was an ambitious endeavor to take it to Vegas, to an arena, the T-Mobile Arena, no less.
Hello, Las Vegas. This is the hype show for WrestleMania in Philadelphia.
There will be no encore. Now, the Wrestling Observer writes
Donny Osmond's up later.
Oh, could you imagine? What a day. The Observer says that the reason WWE booked the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas was because The Rock would be there. Otherwise, they'd have booked a smaller building. The booking of the building was finalized weeks ago, and this was before the McMahon allegations came out. As it turned out, they greatly overshot. Even with it being free and Dwayne Johnson being there, the estimate was only 2,000 to 3,000 people, but they were very vocal.
I think if you discount, and this is going to sound ridiculous, but if you take away the initial part of that with the news that broke, and you look at it just in terms of a bottle situation of, okay, we have The Rock here for a big free event, could it even fill an arena?
Ambitious.
I think that there's no real precedent set so far for these big, massive kickoff launch shows. We've sort of seen elements of it in the presses in Saudi Arabia. For some of the international shows, you see a lot more of that kind of vibe where there's a bit of a weigh-in, there's a bit more back and forth for the press. And it's all been building toward what this looks like it's going to be, which is probably going to be similar to UFC. Before every big event, we may have some form of big press conference, at least for the big four, you'd imagine, if this is going to be something moving forward. But I think that it's the type of thing that will grow over time because people are going to attend the first one and then you're going to have to start adding more and more things for them to do rather than just turn up in a car park and kind of watch something go off. So I think it's over time, if they were to continue doing it, we may see a bit of an uptick, but I think it'll become something akin to a mini access of sorts for the day.
Yeah,
you would go to,
and
it would basically attract more people along. But could it be an indication that, or could it be used as storyline fodder for the fact that, The Rock couldn't draw that many people to a free event? But at the same time, it's sort of, the Vince situation has definitely had a massive knock-on here in terms of public perception of the company. So I don't think they'll go near it.
It's interesting because had there been more of a walk-up on the day, it would have been more casual fans. You have to believe that the reaction for The Rock would have been different in that case.
Yeah.
I think you would have had more casual fans rooting for The Rock in that sense. But as it stood, it was a very, very receptive, vocal Cody Rhodes contingent there as well. I think as a proof of concept for an event, I thought it was a magnificent start.
It got everybody talking. It was trending. I think it's definitely something we're going to see grow and grow. Really do. One person that was in the mix during that segment with The Rock, with Cody, with Roman was Seth Rollins, kind of almost disappearing at one point into the background like Homer Simpson into the hedge. I felt for him a little bit because he was there with the world title, and whilst he did get some barbs in on The Rock as that scuffle was breaking up, he felt like the little kid leaning around the back of the bully going, yeah, like that, didn't he? Like
little bit.
He felt like an ancillary character and he's a champion. He shouldn't ever feel like an ancillary character as a champion.
He was still, regardless, ancillary or not, in the mix with those guys at the end of the kickoff event. But the Wrestling Observer has revealed that there are, in fact, no plans to include him in that program.
No, the belief is that Rollins will defend against the winner of the men's chamber match on the same show, but such a match has not been announced. And it couldn't be announced since the tease was Rhodes versus Rollins, and announcing the match doesn't make sense until the coming week. So we're going to have this kind of floating little sort of situation for a while until we know, I guess, the winner of the men's chamber. But yeah,
I think that'll be probably where we end up going. I think that Seth Rollins' situation at WrestleMania certainly is an interesting one.
It's the chance to potentially put somebody that nobody's really thinking of in an interesting spot. It could be a chance to, I don't know, the LA Knight. Can we maybe factor him in there somewhere?
Oh,
is there a way to do that without breaking too many of the inter-show rules?
I mean, it's weird because it's kind of in the.
If you win the belt, do you automatically just swap places with it if you jump in shows?
It's kind of like into the run up to Mania. It is a little bit more loose and fast because we get a draft soon afterwards.
Yeah.
So you might get a little bit of chopping and changing there. We're going to find out. I guess that journey is going to be beginning, if not on Monday, then definitely tonight on SmackDown. We know that Bianca Belair is in a chamber qualifier match with Mijin tonight on SmackDown as well. We also know that Nick Aldis is choosing Logan Paul's US title challenger for the chamber.
And Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne are facing DIY, and the winners of that match will face Judgment Day at Elimination Chamber.
Trust me, if anything intriguing happens on SmackDown tomorrow morning, this gorgeous gentleman and Fraser Porter will guide you through it.
You're damn right we will.
He's good like that, and he's good like that. And we'll have more wrestling news throughout the weekend at Cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you, bye.